If the front end of your 2012 to 2015 Tacoma needs a modern touch, these Raxium Axial Series projector headlights with a sequential LED light bar, black housing, and clear lens will be a great place to start. Now these will give the Tacoma a facelift when it comes to style and be great if you're ready for a change when it comes to your factory headlights or even have to do some maintenance if they're starting to show some wear. Now not only will they look good, but if your current lenses are worn or your headlights in general aren't cutting it in the visibility department, these will help out there as well. This set of headlights will feature a stealthy appearance with the inner black housing for anybody who's a fan of that blacked out aesthetic when it comes to their build, while including a clear lens to be sure not to take away from any lighting performance. Now speaking of the lighting, you can't miss the large fiber optic LED light bar that surrounds the majority of the headlight, offering a more modern feel but also keeping you much more visible to others on the street, especially with the sequential turn signal feature. This will also feature a projector lens paired with a halogen bulb, which will clean up the beam of the light, creating consistent and clean light output on the front end to see better at night. Now of course you're also getting the inner amber turn signal and outside marker light to keep some OE touches and keep up to OE standards. These will be tough for a set of headlights with a black ABS plastic housing and a crystal clear polycarbonate lens on the front. The build will also allow you to take your Tacoma off-road and take any kick up on the street and keep some peace of mind while these remain in good shape. This build will allow your Tacoma to take any hits to the headlight off-road, or any lighter hits should I say, and take any kick up on the road and keep some peace of mind knowing that these will remain in good shape. Now what's best of all is that these will include all of the bulbs, being super easy when it comes to install with a plug-and-play application and no additional wiring needed. Now these will come in at about $500, which is right in the middle of the road when it comes to price. Now compared to other options, these will have a bit more to bring to the table and some entry-level choices with the projector lenses and the included bulbs and the fact that you're getting the large DRL with the switchback function. Now on the other hand, some more expensive options may take a fully LED approach or a multiple projector setup, offering more of a premium look, but it does come at more of a premium price point. Now I think if you're looking for that middle of the road option and want a good looking, functioning, and well-built set of headlights, then this is a great set to choose. Now install is going to be straightforward. I'm giving it a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour to get the job done with some basic hand tools. Now at this point we can head over to the shop and check out a detailed breakdown of what that install looks like step by step. So that's going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into it.
For this install you need a 3/8 ratchet or impact, 10mm socket, a small flathead screwdriver, a trim panel removal tool, and a clip removal tool. Alright, today we're going to be installing some headlights on our Tacoma. First we're going to watch a quick video how to uninstall stock ones, and then we'll come back here to install the new ones.
Alright, so the first step in our install, we're going to remove several pop clips on each side of the grill to remove the grill itself. With a pop clip removal tool or a trim panel removal tool, go ahead and remove the pop clip. Remove the pop clip on the other side as well. At this point, you can remove 2 10mm bolts holding on the top of your grill. At this point, we can remove our grill, pull up on the plastic brackets on top, and then grab your grill and pull straight forward to release all of the clips. Alright, so at this point, we're going to remove the trim piece beneath the headlight. In order to do this, we're going to grab a trim panel removal tool, and if you're worried about scratching your paint, you can throw a bit of painter's tape on the end here. To release the tab, go on the top here. You're going to look for a green pop clip, and if you press on the back of the pop clip, it will release the tab. To release the back of this trim piece, put your pop clip in the end and twist forward because the clip goes in this direction. At this point, you can remove the 2 10mm bolts holding on the top of your headlight. Alright, so there is one more bolt that we do have to remove, which is a bit hard to get to. It's right about here on the bottom of your headlight, and the way we're going to access this is remove 2 bolts underneath the wheel well liner and 1 screw in the side of it. With a 10mm socket, remove the 2 bolts underneath your bumper. this point, we're also gonna remove a pop clip with a stubby flathead screwdriver. Twist it to remove. With that clip removed, peel back your wheel well liner. And now you should be able to access the bolt by going in through here to the back of the headlight. All right, now with the wheel well liner back, you can see this bolt. You might have a little trouble seeing it on camera here, but you can feel the one that you have to remove. We're gonna grab a 10mm socket and a ratchet, and we're gonna go ahead and get it out. With all the bolts removed, we're now gonna release this tab here. You can do this by hand, or if you like, you can do it with a flathead screwdriver, and you're just gonna pry forward. Release the 2 tabs at the top as well. Again, you can just lift up, or if you have a flathead, just pry it off. Now that the headlight is released and loose on your truck, we're gonna disconnect each of the connectors at this point. Go ahead and pull each of them off. There should be 3, 1 main and then 2 marker lights. And there's one a little bit farther forward up here. Now that everything is released and your headlight's disconnected, it's a matter of wiggling the headlight and maneuvering it in just the right way for it to come out.
All right, now we got our new headlights. We're just gonna get them in place. So you just gotta find the right position to get them in through the rad support, and then we can plug our connectors in. All right, now we have our 3 factory connectors. We're gonna start with our smaller 2-pin connector that will plug in on the side of the headlight here. All right, and then we have our other 2 connectors. So we have our main headlight connector, which will plug in here. And then our other 3-pin connector here. All right, now we're going to go on the inside of our wheel well and reinstall our 10mm bolt that we took out of our lower mount. It's about here on the bumper. You're not gonna be able to see it on camera, but it's the bolt that you took out of the lower part of the headlight. All right, then we'll grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten that down. All right, now we're just gonna get our wheel liner back in place, and then we can reinstall our push clip. All right, and then we can reinstall our 2 10mm bolts at the bottom. All right, so now we have our 2 10mm bolts for our top mounting points on the headlight, and then our lower trim piece. So we're gonna grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten those down. All right, now our lower trim piece, we're gonna put our outside part in first, and then push our push clip back on. All right, now you just repeat those same steps for the other headlight. All right, now we can reinstall our grille. Just make sure you line up the 2 tabs on either side. And then we can reinstall our 2 10mm bolts and 2 push clips. All right, so we have our 2 10mm bolts. Let's start them, and then install our 2 push clips on either end. Then grab our ratchet and 10mm socket and tighten them down. All right, and that wraps up our install of our axial projector headlights with sequential LED bar. with a black housing and clear lens for our 2012 to 2015 Tacoma. And remember, for everything Tacoma, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.